Today I'm going to talk to you about dry, wet guitar rig setup. I'm using the Boss GT-100, which you can see here in this picture, and I'm using 2 guitar amplifiers. I was looking for a way to have a bigger guitar sound without necessarily having bigger guitar amplifiers. I learned all about dry, wet guitar rigs from That Pedal Show. That Pedal Show is pretty great. They're very informative, and I recommend checking out their detailed video. Here's a diagram of my guitar rig setup. The guitar goes into the Boss GT-100. The send from the GT-100 goes to a splitter called a Big Shot. The Big Shot is a splitter, and most importantly, it has a phase inverter. You can learn about phase inverter for the dry-wet setup on That Pedal Show. The link is below. The Big Shot goes to the dry amp. My dry amp is a Blue Guitar Amp 1. The return goes back into the GT-100, and then from there, the final output of the GT-100 goes to the wet amplifier. And my wet amplifier is a good old Tech 21 trademark. You might have recognized my guitar riff at the intro there, How Soon Is Now by Johnny Marr. I always felt a little bit insecure using one of these Boss multi-effects pedals, but I didn't care because it did lots of fun things. And then I found this video with Johnny Marr talking about how he uses the GT-100.
I intended on taking as long as it took to match up my super hip boutique analog pedals with this, and I really had my fingers crossed that I would be able to do it, and I did it really quickly. And I defy anybody to take a blind test and know which is which, myself included.
If it's good enough for Johnny Marr, it's certainly good enough for me. Let me show you the effects that I have set up in the GT-100. So the key to making this work is using the send and return on the GT-100. So the send and return is turned on. In front of the send is an overdrive. Just there's some natural overdriveness. After the send and return, we've got an EQ with just some generic EQ-ness, and then there's a chorus, and the chorus is modulating in time with the tap tempo that I set. The delay is kind of a long single repeat. There's a reverb that's a plate reverb, and the because this is on the going into the wet, the thing here is that the direct mix is low on this side because this is the wet side. We don't really need the direct sound. And then the super fun sauce on this is putting a tremolo after the reverb. Also, the BPM there is in time with the tap tempo, so that's really gives, you know, the desired effect. So those are the effects that are happening into the wet system. Again, there's chorus, delay, reverb, and tremolo. Yeah. All right, let's get to the good stuff. What's it sound like? So here is the dry signal going through the amp 1. Here's the wet signal going through the Tech 21. And here is the combined sound, dry and wet. Okay, there you go. That was the dry, wet guitar rig setup using the Boss GT-100. Some Johnny F. Marr, How Soon Is Now. Let me know what you think. Of course, it's not exactly what he did, but he doesn't do exactly what he did either. So we're all allowed to take it and run with it and do something cool with it. So let me know if you get anything useful out of this video, and certainly share, your GT dry wet rig setup and make some cool sounds with it. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and if you subscribe, maybe someday in a month or two I'll put up more videos. Cheers.